Southern Arizona. Rugged mountains, brutal elevation, and some of the most elusive deer in North America. We're in Aravaca, chasing Coues deer on public land, just a stone's throw away from the border wall. The terrain is steep, the air thin, and the deer practically invisible. With help from our friends at Wilderness Athlete, we gear up, glass hard, and push deeper into the backcountry than ever before. And after days of grinding it out in the desert heat, we head back to the kitchen to make wild game meatballs so good they might just earn a permanent spot in your recipe book. I'm Kyle Green. I travel the globe with my best friends hunting for wild game and dynamic conservation stories. Join us on our adventure as we escape the shackles of the modern world and gain a deeper understanding of where our food comes from. Welcome to the Greenway Outdoors. Before heading into the mountains, we made a stop at Wilderness Athlete headquarters to meet up with Kevin and Chris. If we're gonna tackle the terrain ahead, we'd need the right gear, the right mindset, and the fuel to keep us going.
I've never even been to Arizona, and honestly, the only big game hunt that I've done with like really open terrain was pronghorn. So I'm leaning on you a lot because I don't have any experience in this.
Sure. Hunting in the West anywhere, it's a very physical thing. You know, there's a lot of pretty rough terrain. Whether you're hunting in the heat or the cold, you know, maintaining hydration and just, you know, preparedness physically is a huge part of it. That's, you know, what we do with Wilderness Athlete. We're, you know, covering your daily nutrition, performance nutrition, and then, you know, namely nutrition in the field. So like hydrate and recover is really like the cornerstone of, you know, how you're going to be performing all day,
sure,
tomorrow and the next day. You know, electrolytes and staying hydrated is key. Energy and focus is, you know, as you would imagine, it's a caffeine drink and it's going to give you that energy and that mental stimulus to stay focused.
Gonna need that one for this for sure.
Especially in the morning when you just got to get the gears spinning. We're going to take some of these. These are bigger, pack out bars. They're just, you know, 200 calorie, 240 calorie like bars. Some snacks like that in the pack are always great just so you don't feel totally drained at some point.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like I never pack enough food. You think you did and then you didn't, and that's great.
Yeah. One of the other things that we're gonna definitely have with us is this MCT powder. So like when we have our cup of coffee in the morning at the house or at camp, a scoop of this really helps that coffee like stick to your bones. So it just sets you up for the best possible approach and start to the day. You know, your most important piece of equipment you own is you, and that's what we believe. So if you start with a good base there, you're ready to really get it done. We covered all the Wilderness Athlete stuff. This is the next piece of the puzzle. So the optics, the tripods. The name of the game in the West and in Arizona is mounting your optics on a tripod. You can imagine, you know, you're holding your binoculars by hand, you're never able to be that steady. So, you know, what we really believe in is if you can, you know, stabilize your optics, then you're gonna really be able to see all those little fine movements of a deer. Sometimes you're looking for the twitch of an ear under a bush that's 800 to 1,200 yards away. So those are really hard things to see, especially when you're moving around. We've got some Swarovski binoculars with our stud in here that you're gonna be using.
What's the magnification on them?
These are 1042s, so 10 magnification by 42 objective. You've got all your panning and tilting features here. You can even lock out your tilt and then just pan on like the horizontal plane of a mountain to grid out a big area really well.
Now, as far as like shooting your gun, are we gonna be like prone, or is this something we would use a tripod for too?
Yeah, we can absolutely use the tripod. The sweet thing about your Savage here is it's got an MDT stock that's already cut for ARCA. So what you're able to do essentially is just fit it right into here, and for balance reasons, you want to get it as close to the action as you can. You lock that down, probably tighten up your tilt, and we're ready to roll. So
we can this puppy.
Yeah.
Point and shoot.
Yeah, and that's obviously going to be fundamental in making you know, a very stable shot at distance.
It feels bonkers to be this stable.
I know, huh?
With our packs loaded and the road stretching south, we made our way towards Aravaca. Just a few miles from the Mexican border. On the way in, we stopped to check out the border wall up close. I'd seen it in the news, but I wanted to see for myself if it actually looked like it would work.
I have heard about the border wall for years now, and I know people have opinions whether they're yay or nay for it, but I will say it is pretty big, and it does seem like it would be effective if it covered everything. What's interesting though is up there is like where they stopped production for it, where they quit making it, and where it still needs to be finished. but it's just interesting to see it because it's such a hot topic, and like you only see pictures or talk to people that have been to the wall or say they've been to the wall. It's just cool to see it in person.
We left the wall behind and headed into the desert, where the first real task was making sure our rifles were still true. Airline employees aren't exactly known for treating luggage with tender love and care, so it's worth taking the time to confirm everything's dialed in before the hunt.
All right, Kyle, that's, you got 2 holes touching. That's, I would say, definitely 0 out of 100.
Yeah, that does look good.
You know, but obviously, we're liable to find deer at anywhere from 2, 3, 4, 500 yards. So we're gonna need to be able to figure out what to dial for that.
Okay.
If I can get some information from your ammo,
Yeah.
we can just punch it into a ballistic app and get some solutions for that. So, you know, let's say we find a deer at 300 yards or 500 yards. I can tell you, come up 3, 4, 5 MOA. You know, whatever the solution is, given your bullet drop and ballistics and all that. And, you know, we're able to hopefully get you rested similar to this and pull off a good shot.
People have this misconception that like when you shoot a bullet, it's instantaneous wherever it's going. But I mean, if you're 400 yards away, there might be a 30-inch drop that you have to account for that bullet coming down, and you have to like drop it in on the deer. And so making those adjustments is just, it's fun to do. It's just not something growing up in Michigan we ever had to do. You know, you sit in your deer blind with your 30-30 with peep sights and you shoot a deer at 50 yards every time. This is just, and these are smaller deer too.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's probably one of the biggest learning curves for anybody coming to the West to hunt is not just the distances of shots, but the terrain. You know, you're never shooting in a flat surface. You're never shooting at a complete horizontal plane.
Yeah.
You know, you got to think about wind and a lot of different things. So there's a ton of variables, and so we just try to minimize the ones, you know, and control the ones we can as best as we can. And I think we got a good solution here. So
Okay.
Let's get after it.
I like that anytime 2 bullet holes are touching.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
shape.
Oh, absolutely.
Coming up next on the Greenway Outdoors, we head out for Coues Deer, and we've got a surprise visitor. Follow the Greenway Outdoors on all social platforms for our weekly podcast, vlogs, how-tos, merch, and more. Powered by Dynamo CX. The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram. And by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Onyx Hunt. Know where you stand with the #1 hunting app. Savage Arms. Where better comes standard. Boss Shot Shells. Premium grade and American made. Nosler Ammunition. A step above the rest. And by Carlson's Choke Tubes, the only choke tube we've ever used. Welcome back to the Greenway Outdoors. We're in southern Arizona hunting for Coues Deer, a subspecies of whitetail that's built for high country. These deer are small, with mature bucks rarely breaking 100 pounds, and they thrive in steep, rugged terrain of the desert mountains. They're found mainly in Arizona, with a few populations in New Mexico and northern Mexico, but this region is where they're legendary. Known for being incredibly wary and almost invisible against the landscape, Coues deer are one of the hardest game animals in North America to glass, stalk, and hunt.
I got 2 deer over here.
Where?
Well, the top V, where the wash comes down from the middle and the other one comes in from the right, kind of at the bottom of that V, if you roll to the left,
Okay.
you'll see a white snag eventually, but before, on the right of that right snag, they're out there in the open, but I mean, they're hard to see. It's a long ways away, but.
Oh, that one's broadside.
Yep.
Hold
yep,
up.
You got it. Just took a step.
What? I
Slowly.
do not
The
see.
one's butt. Okay.
I don't
From the top.
know that I'm looking in the right spot.
Here, champ. See this right here? That's the U we're talking about, or the V. It's rounded at the bottom. You come over here to the left of that. That batch of trees right there, it's got a dead tree in the middle of it. There's the dead tree, see it? And then if you come over just right of there, there's a little tuft of bush. And it's just above that tuft of bush.
There they are, just like I said they were.
I feel like all of our lessons are what are we wasting our time here?
Well,
It's a learning disability.
2 of them.
I like you, Chris.
You guys don't see what I see. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
It is part of this game, though, is like you're sitting all day looking through binoculars and gaslighting people.
Yep.
Nah, it's there. You're just dumb.
When we're from Michigan, so we're not looking at saddles and washes and cuts.
Yeah.
And
The terminology's all different.
The sheer size of that deer through these binoculars, because I see it now, is so small that it's kind of your fault I didn't see him.
Yeah, I mean, 2,000-yard rangefinder won't pick that up. So I mean, we're what are we? Probably a mile and a half, and we're looking at a deer that stands this tall.
I just think I was
grass
looking
that's
for
this
something.
tall.
I was looking for something bigger, I think is what it was.
Ultimately, those deer are over 1.5 miles away, tucked deep into the mountains. And with the sun dropping fast, there isn't enough time to make a move. We'll be back on this ridge at first light, hoping to relocate them and close the distance. Tomorrow, we'll lace up and hit this mountain with a plan.
Get my jammies on, watch the Goonies. He's like straight down right there, a deer. We've been watching the same buck for about an hour, and the hope is that we'll see him bed. We were all glassing off this knob because we saw deer this morning as we were walking up. Kevin went around here and actually jumped up this buck and got a picture of it, but no one was there to shoot it. So we watched it go up the other side of the mountain. It's there now, and the hope is you're never gonna outrun him, so if we can wait until he lays down and beds down and hopefully goes to sleep, we can sneak over there, get in range, and then be able to get him. So we're trying to wait him out until he lays down, but he's just been working his way up that side.
The buck and the few deer he was with never bedded down. They just kept moving, so I decided to make a move of my own. He's about 1.5 miles away, but if I can stay low, pick a good route, keep the wind right, I might just be able to close the distance and get a shot. The climb wasn't easy. Loose rocks, steep elevation, and legs already worn down from the day before. But we made it to the ledge and quickly relocated the buck. He was now 580 yards out, standing still, but with no cover between us. Getting closer was not an option. I dropped to the tripod, steadied myself, and got ready to take the shot. Coming up next on the Greenway Outdoors, I've closed the distance, and now it's time to take the shot. The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram. And by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Tracker Boats. Fish the finest. And by Eagle Fishing. Tactical fishing gear for the savvy angler. Welcome back to the Greenway Outdoors. We are in Arivaca, Arizona, hunting Coues deer, and we've just closed the distance on a massive buck. As it stands right now, the deer is 580 yards away, but there is no safe path for me to get closer to the deer without them spotting me, so it's time to set up and take the shot. A clean miss. I couldn't believe it. I kept playing the scene over and over again in my head. What went wrong? I felt like I had all the calculations dialed in. It was the farthest shot I've ever attempted, but I felt like I was ready. I felt like everything was right. Reviewing cameras and talking it over with the team, we determined I likely missed that deer by less than an inch. But if I'm being honest, I would rather miss completely than hit the wrong part of a deer. I do not want the deer to suffer, and hitting the vitals is crucial for a quick, clean, and ethical kill. In the end, I've got to be happy it was a clean miss and the animal won't suffer.
I don't understand.
And on the way down, I was feeling pretty guilty for dragging Kevin and Chris all the way to the top just for me to miss. But then we stumbled upon something pretty interesting.
So it's a slipper basically. A lot of the guys moving drugs or moving people, they put this over their boots. They just basically make it out of carpet, put some camo material over it, and it helps their feet become really quiet, and you can't also tell the direction in the sand. So
it's rounded off on each edge.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
because it's rounded off, and because it's carpeting, you can't tell which direction they're going.
Yeah. And they move in these washes, you know, so the low points that are harder for other, you know, surveillance to see. So this is where you typically find them, is like right off a wash or in the bed, you know, like in an area where they might hold up for a while. But I've found probably 8 or 9 of these over the years.
Because this property was disturbed so much, we decided for the afternoon hunt, we were gonna try a new chunk of public land. We rode up in the truck, hiked in, and settled in for a long night of glassing. While we were out there, we had another surprise. We spotted this guy with our binoculars finding a backpack in a bush. He emptied out the backpack, but when he didn't find what he was looking for, he discarded it and then moved along his way. When he spotted us, he began to run. We never did figure out what he was up to, but what we did know was he scared away every deer in this area. And this would conclude our trip to Arizona for Coues Deer. Coming up next on the Greenway Outdoors, we're in the kitchen cooking up some whitetail deer. The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram. And by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. LEM Game Processing Equipment. Wilderness Athlete. Fuel for the rugged. Sea-Doo. Live the Sea-Doo life. Rufus Teague. Seasoning, sauces, and snacks. Trijicon. Brilliant aiming solutions. Skidoo. Experience that Skidoo feeling. Summit Tree Stands. Hunting elevated. And Blokes. Modern men's health. So we've got some cuts from a whitetail deer that we shot in northern Michigan this last year. And, you know, some hunts aren't successful and that happens, but luckily we do enough hunting year round that we're still able to harvest some meat. Now, I wanted to make a really simple recipe for you guys, something that you could do quite often when you are making venison, and it's just gonna be meatballs, but it's gonna be in a sauce that you're absolutely gonna love. So we're gonna move on over here. Jeff, what ingredients are we adding?
We are adding some panko breadcrumbs to help keep everything together.
Okay.
We're also going to add some onion. We're going to add some Parmesan cheese.
What's this? I don't know if I like this.
That is parsley.
Do we have to do?
You wouldn't like that, but yeah, you can throw it in there. It's fine to have some. It's fine to have some flavor.
As long as there's no culture, I'm good.
Then you want to make a nice little well in the middle. Break your egg. That egg is going to work as a binder with those panko breadcrumbs to hold everything together. And then you're going to add some cumin, coriander, salt, and pepper. It's going to make for a tasty mixture that we are going to turn into golf ball sized meatballs. And then those are going to get in a tamarind sauce.
Tamarind. What is tamarind?
I don't know if it's actually a fruit or not, but it's those big brown bean pods that you see places. And it is very popular in Latin America and Southern Asia. And it is like a tangy, sweet and sour flavor.
Start making the balls. So about golf ball size. Mine's a number 1 that looks like Titleist.
This first one that I made is
Wilson. Well, these look pretty good. I was a little worried with the amount of ingredients that it wasn't gonna look like meat anymore, but this is still pretty great. Let's take it over here and get it fried up. Okay, so we've got some really hot olive oil here. All I'm gonna do is sear these puppies up on all sides, not overcooking them, because remember, it's venison. You don't wanna overcook your venison. It's also gonna cook in Jeff's sauce here too in just a minute.
Yeah, we'll simmer them for about 10 minutes.
Why don't you get started on your sauce? Because once these are done, I'm not waiting on you.
Okay, so for my sauce, you're gonna start with some orange juice and some tamarind. Like I said, that tamarind's got a nice...
Oh, this is a joke, right?
What?
You're just putting a crap in there? I mean, come on.
It's tamarind paste.
You and your fancy foods that always end up just looking like poop.
And then just because the sour might be a little much, I'm gonna add some more sweet, which you know you're a big fan of.
Why is it gonna be sour from what you were eating?
I always told you one day you were gonna eat. No. Soy sauce, bring some salt in there.
He went for a walk in the woods for like 20 minutes before he came in for the recipe, and now this is what he's serving us.
And then ginger and some red pepper flake, give it a little heat.
You know, the goal of cooking segments is to inspire people to want to eat what you're cooking. Okay, so all jokes aside though, what's the flavor of that so people know when they're looking at it?
Like a earthy, almost like a brown sugar kind of deal.
It does smell really good.
And then because we are making a brown meatball and a brown sauce, I thought as those simmer in here, we can also add in some carrots and green bell peppers. You know, food shouldn't just smell good and taste good, it should look good too. There you go.
All right. Okay, now I officially believe you. That smells good.
It smells like tamarind. And I like that we've got the vegetables here to go with it. So you're not just eating meatballs. There you go.
Really cleans out your pores. Why do I taste Indian food?
That is because they use tamarind a lot in South Asian recipes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like picking up on those flavors, but overall it's pretty good.
Get some veggies, get some of this cilantro.
I will say this, no thank you. Cilantro, I have that gene mutation where it tastes like soap.
Well, good, because it's parsley.
Still not eating it. They're good though.
Oh.
On this episode, we attempted to harvest Coues deer in Arizona. The desert has a way of humbling you. The sun beats down, the mountains wear you out, and the game you're chasing always seems to be one ridge further than your legs want to carry you. We came here hoping to fill a tag on Coues deer, but instead, we filled something deeper. We pushed through frustration, missed opportunities, and long-lasting sessions that led nowhere. And even though we didn't notch a tag this time, we left better hunters and better men. It reminded me of a moment in scripture when Jesus was led by the Spirit into the desert for 40 days. He fasted, no food, no comfort, just heat, hunger, isolation, and temptation. But he didn't give in. He stayed focused on the mission. Compared to that, what I faced out here wasn't even close. I had water, shade, snacks, and a soft bed at the end of the day. Yet still, it was hard. But it put things into perspective for me. The book of Matthew says people do not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Out here, it's easy to focus on the physical, what we eat and what we catch, what we kill. But sometimes, it's not about what you bring home, it's about what you carry with you when you leave.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching the Greenway Outdoors YouTube channel. For more content like this, we need you to support our sponsors because they care about conservation and the Greenway Outdoors message. And today's top sponsors are Ram Trucks, Ego Fishing, Dynamo CX, and Carlson's Choke Tubes.